Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Royal Rumble pre-show. I am your host, BrendenPlayz, and today I'm joined by our guest host, BrendenPlayz forum moderator, Monda.
What's up?
And the man with the best pay-per-view reviews on the internet, TheLunaticGinge.
That's damn right, yeah, hello.
So today we're going to be running through the Royal Rumble pay-per-view card, giving our thoughts and predictions on all the matches heading into the pay-per-view to help you catch up with what you may have missed, and give you some further insight on what to expect on the pay-per-view. So let's kick it off with the pre-show matchup. It'll be kicking off the pay-per-view, and we'll have the World Tag Team Championships. They'll be on the line as the Miz and Sandow. They earn their opportunity at TLC, and they're going to face the champions, the Usos. So I'm going to start off with you, Mondo. Who do you think is going to win this matchup?
Well, I mean, Jimmy beat the Miz last week on SmackDown, and Miz and Sandow also lost to the Primetime Players, the main event. So I think the Usos hold all the momentum and they'll retain at the Royal Rumble.
And, you know, what do you think of this team so far? Like the Miz and Sandow, they've been pretty inconsistent over the past few months. Sometimes they look as though they're about to break through and potentially be the next tag champs, but other times not so much. So what do you think? Do they have much of a chance to walk out as champions?
I really don't think they have much of a chance because, as I said before, Usos have too much momentum, and Miz and Sandow have just not been impressing anyone lately.
All right, what about you, Ginge? Who do you think is going to win this matchup?
I think I'm going to have to agree with Monda, actually. I'm going to go with the Usos because, again, it's all about the momentum, and Miz and Sandow have just not looked that good, quite frankly.
Well, yeah, other than they're really constant, they beat the Lucha Dragons a few times, but other than that, they haven't really looked that great at all. So I'm going to have to go with the Usos as well. One of the problems I think right now we have on SmackDown is the tag team division, and arguably there are a lack of teams right now in the tag team division. So I want to know from you, Ginge, are there any teams that you'd like to see team up on either brand, either Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah, there is actually one team that I quite like to see, which is the team of Kane's longest man, Mark Henry. Because, you know, you've got two very, very experienced guys, two very strong guys, and both who have held, Mark Henry's held the Intercontinental Championship, and Kane's gone into world title matches before. So surely that could be a great team, I think.
Well, so far, not so great for that team. They've been on Raw for a few weeks now, but you never know. They might start to pick it up in the future. So we'll move on from that one, and we'll come on to the start of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which will be the United States Championship matchup between Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn. Dolph Ziggler's been champion for quite some time now, since SummerSlam, and he's been running through the whole division. Sami Zayn being a tag team guy, and he's just moved away from the tag team division into the singles. And so far, it's been a little bit shaky, but he has done enough to get himself in title contention by beating Xavier Woods on this past episode of Monday Night Raw. So Zayn versus Ziggler for the US Championship. Monda, your predictions, and also, what do you think of Sami Zayn's recent run as a singles competitor so far?
I'm going to have to go with Ziggler on this one. I mean, the dude's held the belt since SummerSlam. He's been virtually unbeatable. And I'm even willing to call him like the Brock Lesnar of that title. With Zayn's run as a singles competitor, I think it's been mediocre, to be honest. He's only beat Xavier Woods and Curtis Axel, and let's be real, both of those guys are glorified jobbers, and he could have beaten Kane, but he just didn't do it, so he really hasn't proven much to me yet.
I've got to agree there. I mean, inconsistent, but he has a chance. Maybe he'll turn it around at the pay-per-view. So, Ginge, your prediction as well. Plus, if Zayn fails, should he move away from the singles and go back to perhaps the tag team division again?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with my man, Dolph Ziggler, once again. Everybody knows I love him. And, regarding Zayn, I think he's not spent enough time to consider going back into the tag team division. I think he should definitely keep at the single stuff. And maybe if he can't get into this United States Championship, maybe a move to SmackDown. Yeah, could be on the cards.
Well, the draft is coming up after WrestleMania, so perhaps that might be the way to go. But I think, obviously, Dolph Ziggler, how long has he held the title? Months and months now, and he's been beating everybody. I mean, Seth Rollins, our current WWE champion, Dolph Ziggler beat him for that championship. He just beat Daniel Bryan, he's beaten Roman Reigns, he's beaten so many of these top-tier guys. Sami Zayn, very new to the singles division, going to be very, very tough to beat Dolph Ziggler. And I think Dolph Ziggler is also one of the favorites to win the Royal Rumble, which we'll talk about later. But Sami Zayn's got a tough task on his hands, and I think Dolph Ziggler should walk away as the champion still. And also, a couple of nice, impressive...
Just like one more thing. Ziggler's held the title for 20 weeks, and he's beaten, like you said, he's beaten top guys. Like he did beat Seth Rollins for the title. He's number 1 in the power rankings. He's been destroying everyone in that open competition. Kane, Bad News Barrett, anyone that steps up, they're just done, and Ziggler is just on a roll.
Exactly, and he defended his championship twice throughout the past 4 weeks as well in 2 open challenges, pretty comfortably, might I add. So Ziggler definitely has all the momentum heading in. Moving on, next matchup, WWE Tag Team Championship, the Ascension versus Cesaro and Kid. Now, we haven't seen a lot of the Ascension in the last 4 weeks. They've kind of been flying under the radar a little bit. It's been all about who's going to be the next contenders. The Ascension haven't had to do too many matches. They've had a couple of opportunities, and they've been so far so good. I think they're still being a pretty dominant team. For the most part, they've beaten the most of the teams in the division already, and we're kind of scratching our heads wondering which team is going to be the team to finally step up and beat them. Cesaro and Kid arguably may not be that team because of their inconsistency. So, Monda, your predictions on this one? To me, I think Ascension most likely going to have to be the favorites for me. Cesaro and Kid just too inconsistent for my liking.
I'm going to have to agree. Even like the Ascension with Sheamus beat Roman Reigns and Cesaro, and Roman Reigns and Cesaro and Kid, on Raw the past week. And honestly, if they've dominated, they're simply the number 1 team right now. They've beaten Cesaro and Kid, like I said. They beat the New Day. They beat Golden Stardust. They honestly just look unstoppable, and probably one of the best groups of teams, or even anyone that's flying under the radar right now.
So where would you rank them as one of the best teams in the series? Are they right there as among the best of the best?
They are number 1, yeah. Like I said, they're just unstoppable right now.
What about you, Ginge? Do you think the Ascension can keep it going?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with both of you. The first shock of the whole thing here. I'm going to go with the underdogs. Cesaro and Kid. I think they've been on a long struggle through this tag team division, and it's probably more hope than anything. But I just hope that they can get the win at the Royal Rumble.
Well, they've certainly been going at it for quite some time, trying their hardest to get there. They've been close. They've had a number of opportunities for a championship match, but they have never really gotten that opportunity for the titles. Now this is their chance. We'll see how they go. And just finally, Ginge, what are your thoughts at the moment on the tag team division as a whole? We're seeing a bit of a struggle in the division as a wide thing because they've been split apart. Each brand has their own tag titles now. Do you think it should go back to being a unified championship? Do you think there's not enough tag teams right now in the division? What's your thoughts on the tag division right now?
For the moment, I think you could probably keep it as it is. I think just for now, because I've talked about Kane and Henry, they could come through. But maybe if we get to WrestleMania, we get to the draft, and we're still looking pretty barren. Maybe it's time to change it up then. But as for the moment, I would say keep it as it is.
Well, we know with the new game coming out, a few more people on the roster doesn't hurt, so perhaps we'll get a few new tag teams then. So, moving on now, we've got the Divas Battle Royal matchup. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. 6 Diva Battle Royal matchup. Our champion Brie Bella will be facing Natalya, Paige, Emma, Tamina, Snuka, and Naomi. So, tough matchup for Brie Bella, who's been champion for a few months now, and Brie's got a big task on her hands. She's got 5 divas. Some of them have been pretty good, some of them have been a little bit inconsistent, so I'd have to say this is going to be a very tough one for Brie. And to me personally, looking in the last couple of weeks, Naomi has had all the momentum heading in with a couple of big victories in these, the triple threat matches. We've seen her do well, but we saw Brie Bella did pick up a victory on the recent episode of Raw in a triple threat match. So perhaps Brie and Naomi, I have to say those two are the 2 favorites in my personal opinion. I think Naomi might walk away with this one. So what do you think, Monda? Do you think Naomi or perhaps Brie will retain, or one of these other divas? Who do you think is going to win?
I'm a sucker for underdogs, and I'm honestly just going to call out Emma right now. I think she's going to pull off the upset and just come out of nowhere and win the Rumble.
Well, Emma's being close.
Rumble.
No cigar just quite yet. So I can see that. I can see her walking away with victory. What about you, Ginge?
I'm going to agree with Brendan here, and I'm going to go with Naomi. She's got the momentum, despite getting pinned by Brie on Raw. I think she's done it. She's done well in the last few weeks. I definitely think it's her time to shine.
Continuing on with that, Ginge, which diva do you see having a big year this year? We saw Naomi champion last year. Do you think it may be Naomi's year, or someone like Emma that we haven't quite seen her full potential yet? Do you think someone like Emma could step up, or anyone? Who do you think will have a big year this year?
Yeah, Emma definitely could. I mean, yeah, she's surprised us a few times last year. But obviously, if Naomi wins the Royal Rumble coming into this year as the Divas champion, I definitely see her.
Alrighty, so Monda, we have seen a lot of different Divas champions, and you and I, we've discussed this before about how the title just goes back and forth constantly throughout the universe mode. Why do you think this is? Why has the Divas Championship just basically been a hot potato?
Because the belt's ugly. No, I'm joking, but
nobody wants it. No,
because mainly when the belt is defended, it's normally in like a triple threat match, a fatal four-way, or even we got a battle royal coming up.
That's true.
So it's always been multi-woman matches, and let's be real, you normally don't have, like in a one-on-one match, you have a 50-50 chance. You raise it to 3-4 people, you've only got like a 25% chance of winning. So
exactly.
The odds are against you.
The odds are certainly against Brie Bella at the pay-per-view, that is for sure. And six divas in the match, not looking good. Now, one of the kind of personal matches we got this pay-per-view, Sheamus and Roman Reigns. Now, this one kind of all started 4 weeks ago here on Monday Night Raw, where we had Sheamus and Roman Reigns compete, and both men, kind of going after the same kind of thing right now. Both guys are trying to step up. They both want to be WWE champion right now, but they're both not just quite there yet. This might be a clear indication of where we're headed right here on Monday Night Raw between these two guys, Sheamus and Roman Reigns. Also, two men who could be Royal Rumble favorites as well. So, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns, my personal opinion, I'm going to have to go with Roman Reigns. What about you, Jen?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns as well. I think he's just slightly that little level above Sheamus, in my opinion. Had his World Championship shot earlier on in the year. Maybe he wasn't quite ready for that shot, but now I think he's getting better. He's moving up the card.
Well, Sheamus has been a tag team guy for a long, long time, obviously with Rob Van Dam. Now he's kind of like similar to Sami Zayn, stepping into the singles, and he's not quite at that main event level yet, but he's on his way there. So who do you think will have a bigger year this year? Obviously a brand new year. Who do you think has the biggest future between these two guys, Ginge?
Once again, I am going to have to go with Roman Reigns. As I said, I think he's improving all the time, and I think I'm going to make a bold prediction here that in this next year, I think we're going to see Reigns champion.
Well, Roman Reigns has had a lot of opportunities and he's missed out. So even despite all these chances he's had, you still think he may go further than Sheamus this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think with Sheamus, he's got to get used to a bit more with not facing Rob Van Dam. I think because he was either tagging with or facing against Rob Van Dam for most of last year. So I think once he gets that out of his system, I think he may move up the card. Maybe United States Championship first, and then move up like we saw Seth Rollins did.
Okay, yeah. All right, Monda. So your prediction on this matchup?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you guys and go with Sheamus. Sheamus, he teamed with the Ascension and beat Roman Reigns and Cesaro and Kid on Raw. I think that Roman Reigns has not proved anything to anyone yet, and
I know you're a Roman Reigns hater.
Sheamus has.
Yeah, you don't like him.
I don't like Roman Reigns. I can admit that, but I just don't think he's had his opportunities. He's missed all of them.
You are right. Roman Reigns hasn't really achieved much at all. US title matches he's lost. WWE title matches he's lost. Well, what's to say he won't win? He'll lose this one. I mean, Sheamus, he's on the rise. Roman Reigns is arguably on the down. So, do you think Roman Reigns has what it takes to be the champion one day? I mean, we've seen him have a lot of opportunities and he's failed. Do you think he will ever be WWE champion at one point?
No.
Alrighty then.
Reigns has not really Once again, Reigns hasn't proved to anyone why he should even get the chance to step in with someone like Seth Rollins or Randy Orton, who are both bona fide main eventers. So honestly,
maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see this at the Royal Rumble. Then he'll prove to you once he beats Sheamus,
he's gonna lose.
He can hang with it. Yeah.
Well,
yep.
Maybe he could win the Royal Rumble. Who knows? He could be main eventing WrestleMania.
Maybe.
Don't get crazy here.
All right. So speaking of the WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan finally gets his shot against Seth Rollins in a one-on-one matchup. Daniel Bryan, for a long time, nearly over a year, 2 years, has been trying to get a one-on-one match for the WWE Championship. The closest he's gotten has been a fatal four-way. Daniel Bryan, he's been struggling, but he's trying to revive his career. He's been arguably, I think he's very lucky to be in this matchup. I don't think he really honestly deserves to be here, but he beat Ryback, got himself #1 contendership spot, now facing arguably the best WWE champion we've ever had here in the series, Seth Rollins, who's just absolutely unstoppable right now. My prediction, gotta be Seth Rollins. There's no way Daniel Bryan is going to win this one. I mean, whilst Daniel Bryan, I like the guy, he's been good, but Seth Rollins is just on a whole nother level. Do you agree, Ginge?
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think there's anything that Bryan can do to beat Seth Rollins, because I don't think Bryan should really be the #1 contender in the first place. We've got better chances with people like Ryback, for example. So yeah, I completely agree. Seth Rollins for me is the winner.
You agree, Monda?
I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Bryan, he's got a lot more to prove, and I just don't think he has really proven that at all. I mean, he's had a few wins here and there, like I said, but he's got a lot more to do. But he's got a great opportunity, arguably pretty lucky, but it's more of a case of Seth Rollins has beaten all the other competitors, really. Seth Rollins has beaten, Triple H, The Rock, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns. He's beaten Ryback as well, not in a one-on-one, but he's beaten him in the six-man. So Seth Rollins has kind of beaten everyone, so Daniel Bryan might be the only guy really left to face Seth Rollins. So if Bryan can't beat Rollins, who will beat Rollins, Ginge? Who is going to end this title reign?
I honestly haven't got a clue. There's just no one left on the card. Unless someone appears out the blue and challenges Rollins for a title shot, I don't see anybody on Raw at the moment who can beat Seth Rollins. He is that damn good.
It might have to be someone from SmackDown winning the Royal Rumble, coming over to Raw and using that opportunity to face Rollins at WrestleMania. That might be the only way, because I don't see anyone on Raw, like you said, beating Rollins. Monda, we've seen Daniel Bryan, he's been struggling, trying to get to this top. What do you think has been holding Bryan back from finally getting this one-on-one shot? We've seen him become very close, but just not quite good enough. What has been holding him back?
Other competition. Over the past few months, Seth Rollins has versed guys like The Rock, Triple H, Randy Orton, like you said, Roman Reigns, and they've been getting shots at the title, and he's really just been in the back of the line, and now all these guys are out of the way, so I think it's Daniel Bryan's turn to go and lose against Seth Rollins.
Well, yeah, maybe. There's been a lot of tough competition, like you said, so Daniel Bryan has his shot. It's make or break. Will he finally step up, or, he's done? All right, World Heavyweight Championship matchup. Pretty personal one between these three men. Christian versus CM Punk, our champion, and Chris Jericho. So this one has been going on for quite some time. Obviously, TLC, we saw a new World Heavyweight Champion. CM Punk got the win. Arguably, give the assist to Christian, who came out, hit the kill switch off the top of the ladder, took out Chris Jericho, and CM Punk was good enough to take advantage and go on to win. Chris Jericho, pretty livid. He's going to be pretty pissed off. We saw him on the Peep Show. He was pretty frustrated with Christian. And now this is a great opportunity for Jericho not only to get his hands on Christian, but regain the World Heavyweight Championship. It's been a situation between Chris Jericho and Christian for quite some time now. Both guys were a part of a tag team. Now it's been all about Jericho. Jericho won Money in the Bank, cashed in, went to SmackDown, was the world champion, and Christian was left all alone on Monday Night Raw, all by himself. Didn't know what to do. He decided he's going to follow Jericho, and he came over to SmackDown, and all of a sudden it was, let's regroup, let's bring the band back over to SmackDown, let's become tag champions on here, you can be world champion too, I'll try and be IC champion, we can dominate, and Chris Jericho wanted absolutely nothing to do with it, and ever since then, it's really been Christian trying to get revenge on Jericho. So, Ginge, this is just a personal affair between Jericho and Christian. Is this going to impact their performance in the match?
I definitely think so. I think this is one of the biggest parts of this match because let's face it, if we start the match, who's Jericho going to go after straight away? Christian. Who's Christian going to go straight after? Jericho. So if I'm CM Punk, I'm just going to sit back and watch those two beat the hell out of each other and then just pick on the person who's left, hit the go to sleep, 1, 2, 3, you retain. I think that's just as simple as it goes. I think Jericho and Christian have just got too much hatred towards each other that they're not going to concentrate on CM Punk. They're going to concentrate on each other. They're going to be distracted. CM Punk, I think, is going to retain.
Well, I completely agree. But just following up from that, a couple of weeks ago, we saw Jericho and Christian obviously on the Peep Show, and Jericho started to attack Christian. But CM Punk came out for the save and saved Christian from a beatdown. What's your opinion on that? Do you think that was a smart decision from CM Punk to save Christian from that, considering that he could have had one of his opponents taken out from Jericho right there and then? Instead, he just chose to save him.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think it's probably not the smartest decision. But then again, once they get into the ring at the Royal Rumble, I don't think there'll be anything between. I think it will all be between Jericho and Christian. I think CM Punk knows that. I don't think he needs to just try and cheat to get the advantage at all by letting Jericho beat up Christian on the Peep Show. I think just CM Punk's trying to be a nice guy there. And obviously he hates Jericho, as a lot of people do. So yeah, I think he just did that out of the goodness of his heart.
Well, perhaps we might see an alliance between Christian and CM Punk throughout the match, teaming up on Jericho. Monda, now, your predictions on this matchup?
I'm gonna have to go with Christian because CM Punk's been on a losing streak recently, losing to Brock Lesnar, and he lost to Christian to give Christian that shot. But really, I'm gonna have to go with Christian because Christian really hasn't lost lately. Jericho hasn't won, so Christian's really the only one with an ounce of momentum in him.
So would you say CM Punk is more of a lucky champion? He's very lucky to be champion because, like you said, he lost to Christian, he lost to Lesnar. He's had such a bad run throughout Universe Mode history. Do you say he's just lucky to be champion right now?
Yes. The only currently reason why I think he's champion is because of timing. Jericho had that belt. He started to lose going into TLC. Just won at the right times to get that chance, and he ended up winning at TLC.
So a bit of a right time, right place situation for CM Punk. We've seen CM Punk for a long time. We saw him as W champion at the beginning of Universe Mode, and he lost it very quickly to John Cena back in the day. He had a few other opportunities then, and then he failed on those occasions, and it took him a long time to finally get back in the main event scene. But he failed a lot of those times, and now he's finally at the pinnacle. He's finally champion. I mean, what was the turning point for CM Punk in the last few months that's helped him win this championship, do you think, Monda?
Really, the turning point was when he won the Intercontinental Championship. That really set him on a rocket to just the main event, and it helped him get on a winning streak. And once he lost that belt, I think we all knew that he was ready for the main event scene.
Yeah, well, I agree. I mean, he came over from Raw to SmackDown, and we didn't know the future of CM Punk. We were wondering, what's next for him. Won that Intercontinental Championship, and we've seen so many guys use the US and the IC title to elevate themselves, and CM Punk, I guess, is another testament to that theory. So, I think CM Punk, I think he probably will walk away as champ, because I have to agree with Ginge, because Jericho and Christian, the personal affair between those two guys, it's just really going to overtake this match. It's all going to be about those two guys, and if CM Punk plays his cards right, keeps himself out of this personal affair, he may be able to swoop in and retain the championship. I look back to Night of Champions, where we saw a Fatal 4-Way, Seth Rollins, The Rock, Triple H, and Randy Orton. It was a Fatal 4-Way match. Seth Rollins was the odd guy out. It was a personal affair between the other three. Seth Rollins came in, walked out as champion. I think CM Punk can do the same thing, but this time retain the championship. Now, finally, the final match on the show, and probably the biggest one out of the lot, the Royal Rumble matchup. And so far, the confirmed names are Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Dean Ambrose, Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, Batista, Bray Wyatt, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Fandango, and Adrian. Well, not just Neville, sorry. So the Royal Rumble match, the biggest one out of the lot. Who is going to win, Ginge? Give it to me right now. Who do you think's going to win? 1-30 shot. Who do you got?
I'm going with the Beast, Brock Lesnar. I just think who's strong enough, first of all, to throw him over the top rope. I mean, come on. Right. The guy's huge. And he could just suplex you right over the top rope. You wouldn't even know it's coming. So, yeah, I definitely think the Beast, he's got some good momentum coming in, winning some matches, winning some battle royals. I definitely think he's the man.
Well, he has all the momentum. I mean, he's beaten John Cena, he's beaten CM Punk, he's, won the All-Star Battle Royal. He's done so much good work since his return. It really seems like the Brock Lesnar of old is back. The Lesnar we saw last year that was just untouchable. Perhaps he is back. Has to be the favorite for me going into the Rumble. Monda, who do you got? Who's going to win this one?
I'm going to have to go with Dolph Ziggler. On what you said, Ginge, with Lesnar being powerful enough to throw people over the rope. I mean, if you want to be a pro wrestler, you got to be powerful enough to throw a guy over the rope. And I personally think in the Royal Rumble, it's more about your agility and your way to evade getting off the ropes. Brock Lesnar is a big guy. We all know that. And it's hard to pull that kind of muscle. Like, even if how strong you are, it's hard to pull yourself back up into the ring. So I do think Lesnar has a disadvantage in that regard.
Well, you can just on that note,
so much momentum.
Just on that note, you could also see other guys teaming up. You could see other guys, 3-4 guys teaming up to get Brock Lesnar the hell out of there, because he is obviously the favorite. He's the target, and he's the big guy. We've seen it before in other Royal Rumbles. Get the big guy the hell out of there, and let's make our life easier.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to ever team up and try and go against Dolph Ziggler. I mean, he's not that big of a threat to be.
And I think the Royal Rumble is also about timing. You pick and choose your spots. If there's 6 guys in the ring, you get down in the corner and you lay on the mat. You don't want anything to do with that. And when there's just a situation, you can get someone over the top rope, pick and choose your spots, and get that guy out of there. So, Monda, 3 guys. You've said Dolph Ziggler. Is there 2 other guys you think are coming in the Royal Rumble with the most momentum? I think probably Brock Lesnar's one. And are there any others?
Dolph Ziggler, like I said, Brock Lesnar, which you and Ginge said. And the third guy, really, there isn't much other guys going into the, like, confirmed already going in. But I'm going to have to say John Cena. John Cena is number 30, which is already an advantage because you come in last. Everyone's already beaten down, except maybe number 29. But, like, you have the last spot in the Rumble, that's almost a guaranteed win. It's almost. He just needs to be able to pull it off, but he doesn't have much momentum. Unlike, Ziggler's been on fire recently. And Brock Lesnar's been on a tear since he got back, just destroying CM Punk and John Cena. But John Cena, all he's done recently winning-wise is just that 6-man tag match. And that's the only way I can see him winning is if he just gets that number 30 advantage.
Comes in there and there's only a couple guys left and gets lucky. He has that advantage. So, Ginge, who's going to win the Rumble? Like you said, Brock Lesnar, he's obviously from SmackDown. So let's say Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. Is he going for the world title or the WWE title? Is he going back to get the title he once held on Raw, or does he want to win the championship he's yet to hold?
I think it would be very interesting. We get Lesnar winning. He goes back to Raw, and WrestleMania, we get the Beast, Brock Lesnar, versus who we think is virtually unbeatable, Seth Rollins. If he retains that long to WrestleMania, boy, what a match that would be.
Well, you got the longest reigning champions of all time. By then, I think Seth Rollins would be very close to coming to be beating Brock Lesnar's title reign. I think it might be a 2-month difference between the two.
4 weeks away.
4 weeks away.
WrestleMania retained 4 weeks away.
Well, there you go. So it's streak versus streak, history versus history, record versus record. Huge match right there. But also for Brock Lesnar, he hasn't conquered SmackDown. So you think perhaps in the back of his mind, whilst that's a great match, huge match, you think in the back of his mind perhaps he'll stay on SmackDown, try and win the grand prize he hasn't been able to get his hands on yet?
Well, I think Brock Lesnar can go where the damn well he pleases, I think. So if he decides to stay on SmackDown, I think he'll have no problem defeating whoever's the champion. That's my personal opinion. Whether it's the three guys who are in the triple threat now or anybody else on SmackDown, that's my personal opinion. I think Lesnar's just too strong.
Well, coming into the Royal Rumble, I think John Cena, obviously, Brock Lesnar, Dolph Ziggler. Ryback's looked pretty good on Raw as well. Whilst he's lost a few matches, his last 3 or 4 months have been very, very impressive. Dean Ambrose, Intercontinental Champion at one point, unfortunately losing the championship to Jack Swagger, but despite that, he's still been very, very impressive. Those are some of the names I think. Now, Royal Rumble, obviously, historically known for bringing back legends. Now, let's predict. Who do you guys think? Which legends are returning, Monda? Give me a couple.
First up, I'm gonna say Sting because I think most of us saw that little symbol there on SmackDown a few SmackDowns ago. But Sting, I'm just gonna throw some random names out there. How about a guy like Bubba Ray Dudley, or I'm gonna pick someone out of my head. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hey-o!
Well, what about you, Ginge?
Yeah, I was definitely thinking the Sting and the Dudleys, and also someone who we saw go back to old school Raw and stuff, like people like Rhino. I would definitely like to see Rhino in there. That'd be pretty awesome. I think that would probably be it. I think that would be a very, very good Rumble indeed.
Well, let's talk about Sting. Obviously, last time we saw him was at Survivor Series. Last time we saw The Undertaker was at Survivor Series. Do you think either one of these guys could have an impact on this match? Does Sting have a chance of perhaps winning the Royal Rumble? I mean, he goes in there, the only times we've seen Sting has really been on a few occasions, and each time he's absolutely dominated The Undertaker. So Sting, I mean, he might be pretty feared in there. I think he has a good chance if he does turn up. You guys think Sting has any chance?
Yeah, I think that if you're able to dominate The Undertaker in that sort of fashion, you can do that to pretty much anybody. So yeah, if he's in there, and if he's in towards the end, say, if he's like 20 or more, then definitely I definitely see him. He could be a surprise winner, I definitely think.
What about you, Monda?
I really cannot see him winning the Rumble. It's ring rust, and there's other guys like Ziggler, Cena, Lesnar that are they've been wrestling recently. They're on rolls. I mean, Sting, he beat The Undertaker, but Undertaker was at his best again when he was trading the title back and forth with John Cena. So I think Sting beating The Undertaker isn't really much. That doesn't mean much anymore. Not to diss on The Undertaker, but
I just did.
I know someone who's going to be angry at you now.
Yeah.
Well, Sting did beat up The Undertaker when he was, he cost Undertaker the championship. I mean, Taker was champion, just retained, beat, I think it was Brock Lesnar and Batista, if I recall. And then out came Jericho and cashed in. So Sting has beaten Taker at his best.
Well, once again, that belt was getting traded around like the Divas title at that point with Cena, Lesnar, Batista, just 4-week reigns. And I don't think that it's that much of an accomplishment anymore beating The Undertaker.
Well, even if Sting does show up, perhaps The Undertaker will play some part, but I don't even think Sting really wants to be the champion, because last time we saw Sting, we had a promo package air on SmackDown, and Sting challenged The Undertaker for a match at WrestleMania, saying that his life has been absorbed by The Undertaker. Everybody wants to see Sting and Undertaker. Sting's always been compared to The Undertaker. So perhaps Sting doesn't even want to be the champion. Perhaps Sting is just waiting for The Undertaker. Perhaps that's the message that Sting was sending.
Yeah, I definitely think if Sting shows up, I definitely don't think he's there to get the Royal Rumble winner and go to WrestleMania to face the champion. I don't really think he's there to maybe like draw Undertaker out from wherever Undertaker's been hiding. Because if the Undertaker knows that Sting's there, surely he's going to want to get some revenge. They both show up. There you go. Sting will probably finally get his answer.
All right, so I think that pretty much does. I think we've run through every single match on the show. I want to thank both of you guys for coming on for the first ever pre-show. I want you guys in the comment section down below to let me know what you guys think of the show. We're going to go ahead and play the pre-show matchup, the Usos versus the Miz and Sandow for the tag titles. Monda, Ginge, thank you so much for coming on. Ginge, I know you got a YouTube channel, best pay-per-view reviews in the internet. Tell us about it. Promote your channel.
Yeah, so it's called TheLunaticGinge, funnily enough, and yeah, I've been reviewing bad and good years in professional wrestling. We just finished up doing 2012, and that was definitely a bad year. So we're just in between now, moving on to a next year, which you can definitely vote on the BrendenPlayz forums. A bunch of other stuff coming soon as well, including what I just uploaded, which is the SummerSlam preview show, which definitely you could check out. So yeah, that's my channel, @TheLunaticGinge. Go check it out.
Subscribe today, folks. So check that out. Link will be in the description down below. Mondo, I don't care what you have to promote. You're not plugging anything, guys. Do you even have anything?
I don't do anything.
Do you even have?
I don't have anything to do.
Right.
You know what? Check out the power rankings. Done.
All right, power rankings on the website, BrendenPlayz.com. I put up the power rankings last week. New one will be coming up very, very soon. It might even be up here by the time you hear this one. So, guys,
I wrote them. You put them up.
Exactly. I didn't do any of the work. I just put it together. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Thank you all for listening in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe as well. Royal Rumble coming up. Do not miss it. It will be on the BrendenPlayz channel very, very soon. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Royal Rumble pre-show match. My name is BrendenPlayz, and we have the World Tag Team Championships on the line. It is the Usos coming up against the Miz and Sandow. And this should be a very interesting one. Of course, the Miz and Sandow earning the right to face the Usos at the TLC pay-per-view. And now here they are, getting their championship opportunity. You guys earlier on, you heard the pre-show panel. Monda and Ginge and myself just talking about all the matches and giving out a little bit of analysis. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. It's something new, something exciting that I was really looking forward to doing. I thought it turned out really good, so I hope you guys did enjoy that. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on that, how it all went, and I know it went a little bit longer than I thought. I was trying to aim for 20 minutes. 25 minutes at the tops, but it ended up going 35. But we covered a lot. I thought we got into a good discussion there, a little bit of back and forth. So I thought it was a pretty good little bit of a pre-show there. I thought I personally really enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts were on that, and how did the guests go. So let me know, and perhaps we'll get them on again in the future. I definitely want to continue doing this. I think it's a great way to kind of talk more about Universe Mode, and if you guys are genuinely interested in Universe Mode, it's a way to kind of get hyped up, and if you've been missing some episodes, it's an easy way to kind of get caught up and hear other people's analysis other than mine, as well as mine, I suppose. But I thought it was a great idea, and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the show, and if you want to be a guest one day, perhaps we can make that happen, because these guys were just two guys that got off the forums who know their stuff about Universe Mode. We got them then. We asked them to come on the show, and they did. So pretty easy. So people on the forums had the opportunity, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing it again sometime in the future, and perhaps maybe one day you could be on there if you like. So we have the pre-show matchup now, and obviously this is a bit of a warm-up to what to expect for the Royal Rumble. Now a lot of people are kind of wondering how the Royal Rumble is going to go down. Is it going to be two parts, just one part? It will be two parts. So I believe the first part will have majority of the matches, and I think the second part may have the two world title matches and then the Royal Rumble match, or I'm not exactly sure. We might even it out a little bit. We might put the US title, the Divas title, something like that on the second part, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, because what's happening right now is the first part is quite long, and then the Royal Rumble part won't be as long. So I don't really want to have a part that's an hour and a half long for the first part, and then a 45-minute part 2. So one single video is kind of out of the question because last time we had so many issues with that, and it takes so long to kind of render and upload the videos. So to try and eliminate that, we're going to try and get as much as we can out as soon as we can. So a part system has been put into place, and last time it worked a lot better, and I'm hoping to do the same this time. So when is it going to come out? Guys, you should see the Royal Rumble very, very soon after you see this one out. The pre-show here, we've got this matchup right now, the Usos and Miz and Sandow. It should not be long until you see the Royal Rumble is coming out. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments section down below your most anticipated match for the Rumble. And also, leave me some predictions. Give me your thoughts and predictions on the Rumble. Let's run through the card and give me all your thoughts and predictions. You guys would have heard the pre-show before, so following along from there, give me your thoughts and predictions. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking and where you can see things going in the future. The Usos trying to win this one here. Got the Miz down, went for the cover. And I believe we have Jay in here at the moment. It's always a little confusing sometimes to get the names right, but might be Jimmy actually. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's Jimmy now, but he had a nice power slam taking down the Miz. Now he has the arm of the Miz, has the submission hold locked in, looking to get him to tap out, and he has that locked in really well. He's got the arm bent back and pulling his face and his head, locking it in position, but the Miz able to survive. Sandow was nowhere to be found. Oh, nice move there by the Miz. Beautiful suplex, giving himself enough time and an opening to get himself the hell out of there and tag in his partner, Damien Sandow, who takes a super kick. Welcome to the match, son. You are down. And he is able to kick out, though. What a super kick there from... I'm going to say Jimmy Uso. What a super kick. Jeez. Oh, now he takes down Sandow again. And we've seen such a huge rise to the top here for the Usos. You know, having to get through the White family and all the difficulties and struggles they went through to get through them. You know, the injuries that they've had and just the wars, the battles they've had with the Whites. Now they've fully moved on from the Whites. And now looking to put Miz and Sandow away. The big splash up the top. That may be enough. This is going to be it. 1, 2. No, he kicked out at 2. Sandow just getting the shoulder up, staying alive. I thought for sure that was going to be it. But he's still just in this matchup. But that splash was hit to perfection. And now he is in some trouble. So the Usos have deserved they had a month off without having to really defend their championships or having to compete too much. There's another super kick. And they deserved that month break. Now they're back in action, trying to put Miz and Sandow away. And Sandow's kicking out again at 2. And ever since that month break, they've come back refreshed, rejuvenized, and looked unbeatable at the moment. They've had a few matches against the Miz and Sandow in singles competition, and they've been pretty successful against them. The Miz and Sandow, they've just had a really tough battle. And ever since, beating the Lucha Dragons to become number 1 contenders, I don't think they've really won many matches, if at all. They've been struggling. Oh, nice little neck breaker again there from Sandow. And what has really been the true spark of their success, Miz and Sandow, in recent months has been the fact that Sandow has had the opportunity to move away from being the Miz's stunt double. No longer is he Damien Mizdow. He's Damien Sandow. He's his own man, his own personality, and he can do what he likes. It's no longer the Miz has control over him. They're both equals, and they're both working together as a comprehensive unit. And they are doing very, very well, in my opinion. But the Usos just maybe doing just that much better as another splash off the top. Is this enough to put the Miz away? Sandow's coming, and he will break it up at 2, unfortunately, there for the Usos, who thought they may have had this one done. But the Miz and Sandow still in it, and Sandow comes in and helps his partner and gives him a bit of a chance to take control back of this match. But Jimmy Uso's not going to let that one happen as he gets sent flying over there by the Miz. And the Miz maybe trying to set him up for something here, perhaps. No, he's got him against the ropes now. Went for the big left hand, but Jimmy Uso with a counter, and now he gets launched over the top rope. And oh, Oh, gets hung up on the ropes and sent to the outside. And this could be some trouble now. Sandow's got Jimmy Uso. And this could be a double team here. Uh-oh. Jimmy Uso counters. Takes down Sandow. And the Miz is right there as well. But Jimmy Uso won't be able to take advantage as the Miz with a nice counter. And will send Jimmy back into the ring as well. And uh-oh. Oh! Wow, drilling the shoulder into the Miz, setting him down. Well, the Miz was trying to get back in the ring. Jimmy Uso wasn't having any of it. But well, Naomi's there to kind of even the scores a little bit here. And oh, Naomi grabs a hold of the Miz and launches him into the steel stairs. She's gotten pretty lucky there. That should have been probably a disqualification. But the referee either didn't see it or he did not care. I don't know. The referee is visually impaired. We do know that. Unfortunately, the referee forgot to put on his glasses tonight and may have just missed that one. But Naomi getting herself involved and may have just helped out Jimmy Uso there because the Miz was looking to try and double team with Sandow. And Naomi getting herself involved. Now it's Jimmy and Jay both over there. And all 4 men in this match. And even Naomi's over there as well, getting a better look at it as well. And we have a count of 6 now. You need to both try to get back in this ring here. And here we go. We're back in. Oh, super kick! Right on the button of the Miz. Right on the chin. Cover. 2, 3. That's it. That is it. What a super kick. The Miz went down like a sack of bricks. And that is it. The Usos have retained their World Tag Team Championships. Once again, they are still the most dominant team. As you can see, a couple of splashes earlier on in the match really helped out. There's a big super kick. And, geez, they were good tonight, the Usos. But the Miz and Sandow were tough opponents. But tonight just was not their night. As there's the second splash that we saw. And there it was. Look at that super kick. The Miz straight down. And you can see the other Uso was distracting Damien Sandow, and Sandow was laying there, unable to get himself involved, and by the time the 3 count had occurred, Sandow realized where he was, but it was too late. The Usos have won this match. Jimmy and Jay, with Naomi helping out as well. She got involved a little bit. Winning this match, and ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the pre-show. Hope you guys enjoyed this. The Royal Rumble is coming up very, very soon, but make sure you are subscribed to see the Royal Rumble, and make sure you are ready. It is going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. Do not miss it. It will be airing very, very soon right here on the BrendenPlayz channel. Leave a like, guys. Leave all your predictions in the comments as well. Guys, the Royal Rumble is coming. Do not miss it. I will see you all there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. See you at the Royal Rumble.